Marmots, squishy, not so little squirrels with 15 species living in Asia, Europe, and North America. They typically live in the burrows and hibernate there through the winter. Most marmots are highly social and use loud whistles to communicate with one another, especially when alarmed. They mainly eat greens and many types of grasses, berries, roots, and flowers. So there is this interesting thing that happened recently around this long-running study on marmots called the Marmot Project, which started in 1962, and it has been running for more than 60 years. The second long-running study of individually identified mammals in the world after Jane Goodall's chimpanzee study in Tanzania. It all started because the current Trump administration has severely cut down funding on various research areas, and the Marmot Project happens to be one of them, with their funding being cut. So Dr. Daniel Bloomstein, who is a professor of ecology and evolutionary biology of UCLA and co-director of the Marmot Project at the Rocky Mountains Biological Laboratory in Colorado, were trying to find all sorts of ways to gather funding for continuing their research. He took over this project since 2001, and for 25 years he has been continuing this research. Initially, funding was relatively easy to come by, supported by National Science Foundation for more than a decade. But when he tried to renew the grant money for another 10 years, he was denied 3 times before the agency told him to stop applying. The reasoning was he has too much data. Like, how much data do you need? Come on already, show us the miracle. Like, obviously he didn't take that very well. So one day while watching TV series Margaret's Got Money Troubles, yes, they do watch TV, where Ellie Fanning's character started an OnlyFans account to support herself as a single mother. That got him the idea, wait a second, Margaret got money troubles. But that show got him the idea of creating OnlyFans for getting some funding for his research. So he talked with his graduate students and they came up with the name OnlyMarms for the account. Only problem is, after registering the account, when verifying with his ID, it didn't match the ID with the pictures. Obviously, because marmots don't have any IDs, right? Duh. Well, the software didn't account for this scenario that someone might be making cute animal videos to make money, right? I don't know, honestly, I think they should have accounted for that. Then he had to send an email to explain all this scenario. So what happened next? Did he able to get some of the OnlyFans users to pay for wholesome content? Well, yes. Since debut this June, they have attracted 1,700 followers and raised around $5,000. And after the platform takes its cut, they're left with $4,000. Not so bad for posting wholesome content in an adult platform. They started posting about pictures and videos of the Rocky Mountain marmots, who aren't as social as their alpine counterparts, and the females get grumpier as they age. In one video, a female marmot chases away a male who got too comfortable in her burrow. In another, a female is dubbed as the queen of the town, as she is caught on camera in the sun. They don't give human names to these marmots to avoid having bias in their research. Instead, they call them things like dance hat, open kite, and whatever this name is. They also started adding fun stuff like Fat Marmot Week, where viewers can vote for chubby marmots as they get as big as 2 to 3 times ahead of the hibernation season. Dr. Bloomstein said that it's still not enough for them for the research, and apparently he still needs $75,000 annually to fund a single graduate student. Lo and behold, the supporters have created an OnlyMarms meme coin, which he initially thought was a scam, has since brought in $75,000 in transaction fees. Well, I don't know how much of this money will go to him, but still it's a great effort on their part. According to Professor Bloomstein, it's only by doing this long-running research we can learn how they adapt to environmental changes and how it drives population over time. He said in one report, as a conclusion, this is about destruction of universities and science and the challenges that people studying long-term ecological research are facing. It's not just about marmots. Thanks for watching and subscribe.